everybody, today I'm going to show you how to use Excel to find monthly payments based on different loan amounts. Basically, I'm going to show you how to think about how much you should borrow. Let's say you're looking at buying a house, but you're not really sure how much you can afford. So we need to know two things to start. How long is our loan and what's the interest rate going to be? For this example, we're going to use 30 years as the length of our loan, thinking a regular mortgage. And then we're going to use an interest rate of 6.5%, but once you see how we do this, you could change it for whatever interest rate you have. So let's run through the things that we're going to look at. We're going to start with our loan amount. Now, when you're buying a house or buying a car or other things, you usually put down a down payment as well. We're only looking at the loan amount. We're not looking at the actual cost before the down payment is made. Let's start with something like $250,000. To find the monthly payment, I'm going to hit on FX and I'm going to go to Financial. If you don't have Financial up already, hit the drop-down menu and scroll around until you find Financial, then scroll down to find PMT. The reason I want to do it this way is so I can see everything really clearly and we can enter in all of our values. So here's my box that asks for all of my information. We said our rate was 6.5%. Now you have to put in the percent and then you need to divide by 12 to show you're making monthly payments. In per says, what's the total number of payments you're going to make? Well, we said 30 years, but you're making a payment every month, so you want to hit times 12. That gives you 360 payments. The present value is our loan. Now this one, I want to click on the loan amount. I want to have a cell reference because later we're going to change that cell reference. So right now we want it to go to the $250,000 we've started with. The future value is 0 and the type, we're going to leave it as the default. So notice I entered the rate, I entered the in per, and the future value of 0. I want those to stay the same. I want every time for it to be 6.5%, every time I want to use 30 years, and every time I want the future value of 0, but the PV I want to change, and that's why I use the cell reference of A2. Let's hit OK, and it tells me we're going to pay $1,580.17 per month. Before you get too excited, remember, this is only your loan payment. This is not taxes, this is not HOA, this is not homeowner's insurance. So this is really only part of your payment, but this tells me what's happening with the loan. To get the total paid, well, we think about, we're gonna pay this each month, then times 12 for our monthly payments, and then times 30 because we have a 30-year loan. This says in total, you're going to pay $568,861.22 for this loan. Then to find out how much was interest, we're going to hit equals. We'll hit the total paid plus the loan amount. This says in total, you paid $318,861.22 in interest. Now let's talk about different loan amounts. Maybe we think $1,580 is under our budget and we can afford to spend more. Let's increase our loan amount by $10,000. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to hit equals. I'm going to click on the $250,000 and I'm going to add $10,000. That gives us $260. What I want to do is click and drag that down a bunch of times so I can see different loan amounts. And let's go ahead and go up to $550,000. Now, to figure out our monthly payment for all of these, I'm just going to go back to the monthly payment and double click on the right corner. It'll fill in the formula which tells us our monthly payment for each of these loan amounts. I can then go over to the total paid, click the corner, and it'll give me how much we're paying in total. Now see how it changed to these numbers? That says it needs more space to write. So let's open up the cell to give it more room. Then finally, to look at the interest paid, we'll go back over, double click. Let's go ahead and make that column bigger as well. You will see the more you borrow, the more you're going to pay per month. That means the more you're going to pay in total and the more interest you're going to pay for the house. But at least this gives you some kind of idea of how to vary the loan amount and how to view your monthly payment, total paid, and interest paid for the loan.